Okay, we're recording again.
Welcome in to I Remember My First Time.
Oh,
Oh, don't be nasty, Jacob. Not that first time.
damn it.
This is a podcast about cinematic awakenings,
I like the sound of that.
where we talk about the movies we love with someone who just popped their cherry to that movie.
That is exciting.
Jacob, are all the movies we do on this podcast going to be good movies?
God, I hope not.
Do you like shitty movies?
I love shitty movies. Sometimes even more than good movies.
Are we critics?
Absolutely not.
But do we love the shit out of movies?
Oh, we do love the fucking shit out of movies.
Which cinematic masterpiece is on tap this week?
We have the 2012 Tom Cruise classic, franchise reviver, Mission Impossible 4, Ghost Protocol.
Oh, Jacob, next time I get to seduce the rich guy.
That's fair.
I am special agent for a made-up government organization, BJ Leica.
Joined as always by me, the fake analyst turned fake agent, Jacob Ekus.
Joining us today is a very special guest. We have golf lover, action movie connoisseur, a man who taught me everything I know, a man who once saved my name in his phone under butt munch because I was, quote, always getting my ass chewed out, end quote, a man from whose seed I come from. In the words of Dominic Toretto, my father, Greg Leica.
My father.
Greg, welcome to the podcast.
Well, happy to be here. And when I say happy to be here, I mean happy to be alive. Not so sure I'm happy to be talking about a movie. Hey, anyway, here we go. We'll try it.
So before we get started, what is your relationship with movies in general? Your relationship with the cinema?
I want to be entertained. I love to be entertained. I don't care if I'm laughing, crying, scared, sitting on the edge of my seat. I just want to be entertained.
Good thought to have.
So, Greg, you're someone who likes to enjoy their first time.
Oh, don't we all?
Fair enough. Yes, we all do. Even though it might not work out for every one of us. Damn.
Now, we usually don't do this, but with this being a Tom Cruise movie, Jacob, can you explain to the people what you think of Tom Cruise?
It's nothing positive. And I hear he's a great guy. Like all the stories that I read on the internet, Tom Cruise is just a great guy. But I think he's fucking weird. It has everything to do with the Scientology thing and him being so high up in that church. So I won't pay to watch movies. I don't want to give him money. Because I know that I'm always going to like him. I haven't seen a Tom Cruise movie I don't like. So I actively try not to watch them.
But when you do a movie podcast,
it's going to happen. Like, I knew it was going to happen. When you texted me this week and it was like, how about Mission Impossible 4? I'm like, fuck me, I guess. You've been pushing on Tom Cruise for a while, so I might as well let him inside me, so to speak.
you got to see Tom Cruise run if you're doing a movie podcast.
He's incredible at running. He's the best runner of actors ever. That was weird to say.
On-screen runners?
Yes, on-screen runners. Incredible.
Longest runner on screen. Nobody's run as far on screen as Tom
It's
Cruise.
fucking ridiculous. This is my girlfriend's first Tom Cruise movie, and I let her know at the beginning, I was like, yeah, he just runs in a lot of his movies. It's just something he does. And after about the fourth or fifth run, she was like, good God. Like, you weren't fucking kidding. How many different shots are they doing of him running? And I don't know, a lot.
And it's not like he's jogging. He's sprinting in every one of these running scenes.
It's like Kevin in The Office shoving food in his face. It's like, you know you're going to have to do that for every take. And Tom Cruise is just killing it on every take.
And the weird thing with that is, I'm assuming neither of you have seen Space Jam 2.
Have not.
I had a 5-year-old at the time. So LeBron James has a scene where he's running. Like LeBron James, arguably the best athlete in the world, looks terrible running on camera. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because you have no frame of reference when you're watching a movie. So when you have 6'8", 6'9" LeBron James legs, you can't tell how far his strides are, where little 5'5" Tom Cruise choppy running maybe makes it look better. I don't know, but I know he's great at it.
I mean, I think you might be onto something there because his short stature might be the reason he looks so good running.
He looks incredibly fast.
Yes.
Because it's a full-out sprint every time
Yes.
he's doing it.
And he looks very intense. Like I love it.
Now, on to the movie itself. Mission Impossible 4, Ghost Protocol, as described by Netflix as Super Agent Ethan Hunt and his team take on another deadly mission to prove their innocence when they're framed for the bombing of the Kremlin.
That was good. Netflix killed it.
They did.
That's what the movie's about.
That's exactly what it is.
I don't know what else happens.
No.
This movie, 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb, 93
Whoa, what's IMDb?
Internet Movie Database.
User reviews, people grade the movie.
Yeah. Moviepoopshoot.com.
Not real critics like y'all.
No.
No.
A bunch of people like us, actually.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
93% on Rotten Tomatoes, which Rotten Tomatoes, you basically either say you like it or you don't. So 93% of people are like, yeah, I liked it. And 7% were like, no, I don't like it.
Okay, what do you not like about it?
Oh, we'll get there.
That's what I want to know.
We'll get there. And Metacritic, which is the critics, 73%, which
Get
is
the
actually
fuck out of here. No,
actually a pretty good score for critics, especially for a mindless action movie.
Yep. That's a really good score for Metacritic.
It is.
Which is why I ranked it so high, because it's a mindless action movie.
Mm-hmm.
Critics liked it too. So our critics, we always start with our Roger Ebert review.
Absolutely, the number one critic.
And we let Jacob try to decide what Roger Ebert thought of this movie.
So far, I've got a pretty good record. I think it's, 5 for 2?
5 and 2, yeah.
Yeah. Roger Ebert liked this movie. He gives it a thumbs up, which is at least a 3.5 or a 3 out of 4 stars.
3 out of 4 stars is his thumbs up.
So I'm going to say he gave it a thumbs up.
3.5 out of 4 stars from our man Raj.
6 out of 2, bitches.
Here's the highlight of this article. Ebert's a great writer too. If you haven't read him, RogerEbert.com has his reviews for all the movies. He's a fantastic writer, and I really love this part in the review. It has been claimed that Cruise insisted on doing all his stunts himself. Say what? ? The character Ethan Hunt is seen like a human fly clinging to glass thousands of feet in the air. And you're telling me we weren't looking at CGI? It's really Tom Cruise? He seems like a suitable case for treatment.
Fair.
If he is or isn't, this movie's Burj Khalifa action sequence is one of the most spellbinding stretches of film I've seen. In the way it's set up, photographed, and edited, it provided me and my vertigo with scary fascination.
Absolutely. Loved it.
Ebert's the man.
Yeah, Ebert killed it on that one.
So we know what the critics thought at this point. How'd this movie do in the box office, Jacob?
In fucking incredible. It has a $145 million budget.
Whew.
Yeah. They shot everywhere they actually shot at. Like they were in Hungary, India, and United Arab Emirates.
Were they in Russia?
No.
Okay.
They never went to Russia though, did they? Oh yeah,
They did. It started
They
at the
did.
Kremlin.
They were in the Kremlin. Fuck, were they in Russia? I don't think so. I don't think I saw that on IMDb, but they might have been. But
Russian
yeah.
hackers.
So $145 million budget. Opening weekend had a limited 425 theater release, and it grossed $13 million out of 435 theaters.
Okay.
Yup. After the opening weekend, it opened in its 3,555 theaters.
Oh.
Yep. Oh, I forgot to mention that it broke the record for the highest grossing opening weekend in fewer than 600 theaters, previously held by Bridget Jones' The Edge of Reason in 2004.
Nope, that would not have been my first guess.
Wait, is that a movie?
Yes.
It was one of the sequels to Bridget Jones's Diary.
I assumed that.
Yeah.
Didn't know it was even a movie.
It broke a record, and it took until 2012 and Tom Cruise to put that bitch back in its place. It was only in theater for 4 months, so 16 weeks, and made $13 million its first weekend in only 425 theaters. What do you think it made worldwide? It only ran for 4 months, so 16 weeks.
So I think this is one of those movies that are very popular in foreign countries.
Oh yeah, it had all those international movie shoots.
Yeah, you don't need the dialogue in this movie. You don't really need to know what they were saying. If that doesn't translate, well, who cares? So I'm going to say $400 million worldwide gross.
That was close for the international number. That's almost how much it made internationally. Made $485 million internationally.
Woo!
Total, it made about $695 million.
Goodness.
Becoming the highest grossing installment of the franchise and surpassing Tom Cruise's War of the Worlds highest grossing film as of 2012.
It is a better movie than War of the Worlds.
By a lot.
Yes.
By a lot. I'm blown away that it made that much money in 16 weeks. That's a lot of money.
I think this movie's pretty highly regarded in the Mission Impossible franchise. I think people like the most recent 3 compared to the first 3, and this is kind of the one that changed their minds on it.
Sure. It's like the Fast 5 of Mission Impossible movies.
Yes, very, very, very accurate.
Yeah.
So, Jacob, let's get your review of this movie.
It was awesome. I think at one point in this movie, I texted you, I'm having more fun watching this movie than Fast 5. Spoiler alert, Fast 5 is still way better. I've just already watched it twice this year, and that was the original movie for this week, so I think that's where my mind was at, because I did enjoy this movie more than I would have enjoyed watching Fast 5 for a third time in the same year, which I would have done with no complaints, because Fast 5 is fucking incredible. It was a real average action movie for me, though. I hated the ending. The ending was garbage. I didn't even like the final showdown as much as I thought I would, with how cool everything else was in the movie. But I mean, all in all, it's my love guru of Mike Myers movies. Like, I knew what I was getting. I was going into it for a PG-13 Tom Cruise action movie, and I got a PG-13 Tom Cruise action movie, and it was incredible. Just like I feel like The Love Guru is a stupid Mike Myers comedy, and I fucking love that movie.
Greg, what are your thoughts on Mission Impossible IV Ghost Protocol?
Loved it. I love the action. I'm kind of with Jacob that the ending, the only thing I'll say that was good about the ending was it kind of put that bug in your ear. There's another one coming.
Yeah.
That's the only good thing about it. Other than that, kind of sucked for an ending. But hey, I was thoroughly entertained from beginning to end.
And I think if the ending wouldn't have had the Carvana fight scene.
I called it the vending machine car fight scene.
Perfect. That was incredible. That made the final showdown that much better for me, because what a great fight scene. And then you just watch Tom Cruise just take this car into the fucking dirt. It's incredible.
He buckled up.
100-foot vertical.
And I love good campy humor in action movies. Just they reference that later, like the insurance policy actually says that intentional 100-foot vertical drops aren't covered.
So PG-13 movies allow one F word, and I thought this was the perfect time for Tom Cruise to be like, "You just got killed by a Hyundai Elantra, motherfucker."
Yep. But there was no usage of that one F word in this.
I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear it.
It's upsetting when PG-13 movies don't do it where they can use it. Like even Live Free or Die Hard, which is an incredible Die Hard movie. I watched it in theaters and I was waiting for McClane to go, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker." And I guess technically he does it, but fucker is covered up by a gunshot, so he didn't really say it.
Aww.
And I'm just like, fuck you guys. I'm watching a Die Hard movie. I already watched the whole movie without one F-bomb. You can at least give me one. The one that matters. But anyways, I digress. BJ, what'd you think?
This movie is extremely entertaining. It's very well paced. It's over 2 hours. did not feel long. It gives you just enough time to breathe between and I say action sequence, I think I enjoyed the suspense sequences just as much, if not more, than the action sequences. Surprisingly little fighting in this movie in terms of hand-to-hand combat or gunfights or whatever, but a lot of good kind of suspenseful adventure action going on in here.
Yeah, it kind of had some Pierce Brosnan 007 vibes.
A little bit where it was like, how's he going to get out of this?
Yeah.
How are they? They're about to get caught. But of course they don't, because they're super agents.
Duh.
But all in all, just an absolute riot of a movie.
I think I think you texted me that you actually liked it more than First Blood. And I was like, duh. It's a $145 million budgeted movie out in 2012. Hollywood was still figuring out how to make action movies in 81 when they were filming First Blood. But it's still incredible. Like, I didn't hate you for it. Like, of course you enjoyed it more.
Very true. I thought I was making like some bold stance, and you were like, duh. I'm like, yeah.
I still like First Blood more. It's still a better movie, but anyone tells me they enjoyed this movie more. Yeah. Not a hot take, BJ. What I didn't like about the movie was, I don't know, just the fact that it was just a normal Tom Cruise action movie. Like, what I liked about it is also what I didn't like about it. I'm just like, I got what I wanted out of it. And so it's not a huge dislike.
It's exactly what you expected.
Exactly. And I like it for the same reason I dislike parts of the movie.
Except for one disappointing scene.
Go ahead.
The chick fight. The chick fight needed to be 3 to 5 minutes. The chick fight was 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I needed a 3-minute chick fight.
It was too short. You're right.
I mean, we got a couple of badass chicks. And really, they're only going to fight for 10, 15 seconds? Come on.
And they both looked really good fighting on camera, too. I could have easily had that scene extend an extra 3 minutes.
Oh, well, totally.
The way the bitch killed the guy to start the movie off, the other agent, she deserved a lot bigger ass whooping before she got kicked out the building. You know, right? I mean, she should have got a thorough ass whooping first.
And she was badass enough where she could have got a couple of good shots in, too.
Oh, absolutely. Well, she just, what did she shoot? 6, 8 slugs into a agent? I mean, she's badass.
Yep.
She's got to be able to fight.
I agree with that. I needed more of the girl fight.
Chick fights are awesome.
Yeah, 100% they are.
Yeah, especially when they're like the two
badass chicks.
Yes, the two actresses are that good at fighting.
I think the best kind of fights, and this is totally random, chick fights, and then the chick against the dude where she gets just a shit kicked out of her, and then out of nowhere she comes out on top. I fucking love those scenes. And then
it's WWF.
Yeah. And then my third favorite are those random scenes with old wrestlers and you see them do their signature moves and you're like, yeah, that was cool.
When The Rock lands a people's elbow on someone in an action movie.
Yeah. Where I watch Stone Cold do the Stone Cold Stunner and I'm like, I'm 12 again. This is fucking cool. And then the badass fights, like the top two guys. Ironically enough, that's last place.
Agreed.
Speaking of that, one of the things I didn't like, the final showdown in the car vending machine. I hate when movies do this. So it's super agent, the best there is, Ethan Hunt. And some 55-year-old physics professor is going toe-to-toe with him? Like, I hate that.
Yeah, even if he was trained as a younger man to go to fight like that, like, you're 55 now. Like, John Wick did it perfect because initially at the end of the first John Wick, they wanted to make it like a good fight. And then the director and Keanu Reeves was like, I mean, how's this old piece of shit going to go toe-to-toe with the guy we just saw fuck everybody up for 2 hours?
Yeah.
Like, it'll make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, you're a physics professor.
Yep.
Okay. You're not taking out Special Agent Ethan Hunt.
Yeah. If you masturbate to nuclear warfare, I'm betting you can't fight Ethan Hunt toe-to-toe. I'm just fucking saying.
Now, my graduate advisor was a college wrestler. And we wrestled once, and he beat me, but not by much. and I am not Ethan Hunt.
You also were never a college wrestler.
No.
So, okay. And that brings us to the last question of this little segment. Was it a good or bad movie? I think we all agree it was a good movie.
Oh,
It was good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good movie. All Mission Impossible movies to this point have been good movies.
Even Mission Impossible 3. BJ said he turned that off halfway through.
I still watched it just because it's Mission Impossible. And you guys got to keep in mind, I grew up watching the TV series.
That's fair.
Okay.
The TV series is kind of cheesy compared to the movies. So when you grow up watching the TV series and now you come out and you watch the movies are much better than the TV series.
That's kind of what BJ was talking about earlier. I talked to him on the phone earlier, and he said he wished there was more campiness in this movie. While I don't agree with him, I'm just like, like Tom Cruise had a certain amount of campiness in this movie because, I mean, he's an action movie star. He knows the deal. You need campiness in action movies. But he also takes himself way too seriously. So it's like only a certain amount. And you get that a little bit. And I've never seen the TV show, but I imagine it kind of is similar now. Just with the gadgets breaking and shit like that.
Yeah. And that was long enough ago. They missed out on all the good special effects and that sort of stuff. Back then it was a lot cheesier than it is now. I mean, but back then they didn't have all the.
Was it as campy and cheesy as the Adam West Batman TV show? Or not quite to that level?
The original Batman's on TV was pretty cheesy too.
So they weren't quite.
It's kind of like the A-Team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly.
Okay.
Can you tell us this as well with the earlier Mission Impossible movies? Were we supposed to remember Tom Cruise's wife? Because I had no idea he was married, and that storyline just went right over my head.
Geez, it's been so long now since I've seen all of them, but yeah, it seems like his wife was always, or he had a wife in, I wouldn't say he had
She
a
was
wife
just
in
part
all
of the
of them.
story.
Yeah.
Some way.
It was like in the beginning.
Did she die? Did she die, quote unquote, at the end of Mission Impossible 3?
No,
when he
I
killed
don't
those
think
6
so.
Serbians?
Oh, no, she did
Okay.
not. But she did not.
Okay.
That was the deal. That was her
Yeah.
walking in the restaurant
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and she turned and waved to him. That was her.
Yeah.
But
BJ was like, I really didn't care about that part of the movie. And I'm like, I've seen like probably 30 or 45 minutes of the first Mission Impossible. And I'm just like, whatever, this is the 4th movie. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Bring it on. Anything you say, I'll just take it in my brain and I'll just be like, yep, this is how the story is.
So going on to our movie-related talks, this is, you mentioned this earlier, Jacob, the Fast Five of the Mission Impossible movies. So we're going to talk about franchises that actually get better as they go on and how rare that is and how it's kind of cool and fun to see it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The rebirth of a franchise might be the...
I'll start because we did First Blood last week. The 4th Rambo movie when Stallone was in Burma, that shit was incredible. And the 3rd Rambo movie when he was in Afghanistan fighting Russians sucked butthole. So the 4th one revitalized that one. He sawed a guy in half with a 50 cal machine gun. It was incredible. And you saw it. It was a hard R movie.
That was awesome. That was an awesome movie.
Fast Five does it by essentially being like, okay, they're not just car guys anymore. They're essentially superheroes.
Yeah, they're the best of they're all Ethan Hunts.
All of them.
Yep.
This guy owned a body shop 3 movies ago. No. He's the top computer tech guy in the world.
Yep.
And we don't care. And I'm here for it.
It happened with Die Hard with a Vengeance. You got Hans Gruber's brother back, Samuel L. Jackson in New York, John McClane who just doesn't give fuck all.
That's the 3rd one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
because the 2nd one was good, but it was
yeah. You saw it because the 1st one was so good. You felt like you owed it to him.
Yes.
Most franchises are like The Hangover, where the 1st one's great, and then
2nd one's okay. Third one, I was like, you're just like, fuck me. Really? I paid for this one. That happened with the Expendables 3 for me. Because the first Expendables came out. Greg, I'm betting you love that movie, right?
Never seen it.
Oh my God. If you enjoy doing this pod, we're doing the Expendables with you. You got Stone Cold Steve Austin. He does the Stone Cold Stunner. Randy Couture is in it. Terry Crews, Jason Statham, Sylvester Stallone. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, Arnold.
Yeah, Arnold for a little bit.
Yeah, he comes in at the end.
Incredible. And then it's rated R, so obviously I love it.
I love Jason Statham just because.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome action guy.
Oh, yes. Jason Statham gets my dick hard.
Bona fide badass.
Yes. The second movie comes out. You have all those guys minus Stone Cold because he was a bad guy. He died. You have Chuck Norris now. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
The 70-year-old Chuck Norris?
Oh, yeah. And he
still kicks some ass.
And he throws out a Chuck Norris joke in the movie. You get the I'll be back and the yippee-ki-yays and all this stuff from all these characters. And it's rated R. Like, I'm just sitting there watching this movie, like, having multiple orgasms. As hard as that is for men to do. And then the third movie came out, and I worked right next to a theater, and I went and saw it, and I left that movie, and I was like, what the fuck? That movie sucked, asshole. It's PG-13. Like, you already set it up the first two movies for me. So that one killed a franchise.
Well, and then they come out, and you're like, oh, Mel Gibson's the bad guy?
Mel Gibson's the bad guy?
Hell yeah. And it does not deliver.
Which Lethal Weapon did it to Lethal Weapon? Which movie put that that franchise back?
Oh my goodness.
I
got to give you guys credit. You guys keep track of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. I think about these movies and man, I can't remember 5 from 2, and I just can't keep them. I know what they are,
yeah,
but I don't know what order they came in. I don't remember.
The third Bourne movie is the best Bourne movie.
Dude, every Bourne movie's awesome. There's no bad Bourne movie.
No, the third one's the best.
Yeah, but it steadily got better. I mean, it's not like he was saying. What was the Rambos? You had the good Rambos, and then you had a couple of not so great. And then all of a sudden you get another good Rambo.
The Bournes just got better as it went.
Yeah, the Bournes. There was never a bad Bourne. It seemed like they got better every time. That's one of the stop down movies for me on a Saturday night and plumbing through. Nothing's on. I'm thumbing through. There's a Jason Bourne movie. I'm in. I'm dropping down. I'll put 2 hours into it. I'm good.
Game over.
I don't care. Watch it 4 times. I'm good.
The Bourne movies are shockingly good to fall asleep to too, because they're kind of dark and there's a lot of quiet scenes in them and kind of moving around, looking around corners. It's actually pretty good movies to fall asleep to.
I can see that.
We're moving on to my favorite part of the podcast now.
The Mount Rushmore of scenes.
Jacob, you go first. Greg second, and I'll go third.
My fourth favorite scene is the opening scene. Not the opening scene in Budapest, but the opening Tom Cruise scene.
Right.
The escape out of prison. Greg, you don't know this yet, but I started this movie off with my shit fucking internet watching it blurry as shit. It was awful. My girlfriend was in Budapest last year, backpacking Eastern Europe, and she didn't even realize the movie started off in Budapest until we started back over with good internet. And she was like, oh my God, I've been in that train station. I was there. And we watched the whole first prison break scene, just blurry as all hell. So then we got back to rewatching it because my girlfriend was like, this movie looks pretty good, and I think I'm going to enjoy it. But I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it if it's all blurry. So we stopped it and then rewatched it, and just incredible. It was incredible blurry. And then to watch it like with the full graphics, it was awesome. And I'm just like, I'm in for a treat. Like, let's go, Tom Cruise. Beat the fuck out of some people.
He does.
And he does.
A lot of people while carrying some Russian dude.
Sergey. No, Sergey was Tom Cruise.
Bogdan?
Bogdan, yeah.
There you go.
What a cool fucking name.
Yes, what a badass name. Bogdan.
One of the film's landmarks is that it presents the first ever Russian text in an American movie written without a single grammatical error.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think we got that in this scene because it said it happened in the beginning of the movie. It didn't happen throughout the entire movie when Russians talked. We're not that committed. Beginning of the movie, it fucking happened. Greg, what's your fourth favorite scene?
Probably the car vending machine.
Okay.
Which I just love the way you brought that. I never thought about it until you brought that up. Oh, wait, that's exactly, because that's cool. I mean, I just kind of like to see that thing work, whether they're having a fight scene in it or not. I love watching this thing going up, dropping cars off.
You could have just watched 10 minutes of
the
metal platforms going up, picking up a car.
It's like, hey, I want that BMW over there.
Yeah.
It's pretty badass.
And I know BJ was annoyed in the scene, just like the bad guy going toe-to-toe with Ethan Hunt. But at the same time, like, my suspension of disbelief went far enough where I was just like, this guy's just evil and crazy. Like, he can do enough damage that he fucks up Tom Cruise's foot. Like, I can believe this. I'm okay. That was my number one honorable mention, because the Carvana scene or vending machine or whatever was fucking incredible.
Carvana scene's pretty good.
Yeah, it was incredible.
So what's the purpose of that? Is that a parking garage? Are they?
That's kind of what I was wondering when I seen the scene. Is that the selling? You want to buy a car, they go up and get it and bring it down to you, or is that a parking garage?
I thought it was at first selling cars, but now that you bring up parking garage and the fact that it's in India, one of the most densely populated countries in the world,
there's a lot of people in Mumbai.
It makes me think that it might have been just a garage too, like ultimate valet. You just show up, press a button, and your car comes down. You don't even need a valet driver.
That's almost as awesome as Mission Impossible.
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
My fourth favorite scene was the sandstorm chase scene, is the best way to describe it. I love when an action movie runs through a Middle Eastern market. That's one of my favorite action movie tropes. They're always so fun running through the markets and and knocking over watermelon stands or whatever.
Yeah, Middle Eastern markets and Latin American markets. Yes. You're right. Those are incredible action scenes. Asian markets, anywhere where there's a market. Right?
Yes.
Non-Western culture, action movies, run through the markets. Fucking awesome.
Just give me that scene in every action movie that's taking place.
Is there ever a market anywhere that there's not just 10,000 people lined the streets? I mean, does anybody ever go home from these actions or from these markets, or does everybody just stay there all the time?
They all happen on Sundays at 11 a.m. when it's fully packed.
Yes.
Yep, because that's when you do some shit too. Because that's when you can just walk in a crowd of people. You're like, I'm throwing this shit down now because hopefully I can just walk away normally. And if I can't, whatever. There's a lot of people that I can kill and get away to.
And it's not like there's security guards in those. It's not like if you do it at an American mall and there's security guards. There's nothing there. It's just people buying apples.
And lucky for them, there's no open carry in these markets. Because we all know that good guys with guns stop bad guys.
Oh, if this happened in Texas, they'd be shot in
no doubt.
12 seconds.
So we're waiting for the movie to come out with the chase scene through, what's the flea market over there in Grand Prairie?
Traders Village.
We're going to have a chase scene through Traders Village.
Canton Trades Day. I was at Canton Trades Day 2 months ago and I saw a guy open carry his AR-15. And I was like, I looked at my girlfriend and I was just like, that's probably because he has a small dick. It could be to protect his family, but I'm going to guess it's small dick syndrome.
It was the only car chase in this movie, and I loved car chases.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the fact that you didn't really know where you were because of the sandstorm. You couldn't tell where the bad guy is, where's the market, how far away from the market are we. We're just really fun scene, and I love a good car chase and a good chase through a Middle Eastern market.
That's one thing I will say about this Mission Impossible movie that's kind of different than some of the other ones. There's always a great long chase scene. Didn't seem to have that long chase scene in this one. Little one, but not the big long.
Yeah, the sandstorm wasn't a long chase scene.
No. Could have been longer.
Jacob?
My third favorite scene, and I have to preface this with a fuck you to BJ, because he's committed to making me a Jeremy Renner fan. Because I've never, not for anything other than I haven't seen a lot of Jeremy Renner movies, and the movies that I have seen with Jeremy Renner have been Marvel movies, and I don't watch Marvel movies. So I'm just like,
me neither.
Like, leave me alone with Jeremy Renner, okay? Like, You like him, I fucking get it. Leave me alone. And now I've seen 2 or 3 movies with Jeremy Renner, and I'm really liking this guy. So my third favorite scene is Renner telling the team how he knows Tom Cruise. Now he was the agent protecting him and his wife, and the husband disappeared till I saw him the other night with the Secretary of Defense, and I was just like, God damn it, Jeremy. Like, you have one of the best acting scenes in the movie. Making me pick a non-action movie and a non-action scene in an action movie. I never do that.
Oh, Jeremy Renner did not need to be as good an actor as he was in this movie.
No. And I enjoyed his character immensely. He was clumsy and funny and dumb for a little bit, and then you start to realize that he's not any of those things.
Nope.
Puts on a really good portrayal of his character.
That's a really good scene, especially in a movie like this that's all about action, adventure, suspense.
And I felt it in this scene.
I was going to say, gave you a little personal feeling towards the guy.
Yeah.
And
like
gave you a little...
And I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. I talked about this with BJ earlier. I thought Jeremy Renner was going to be the bad guy. Like, when I found out Renner was in this movie, I'm like, he's going to be the bad guy. And at first, I didn't know why I thought that, but I was like, it's because he was so good in The Town. Well, I recently watched The Town with Ben Affleck, and I'm like, that's why I thought he was going to be the bad guy, because he's such a prick in that movie, and he's so good at it. My third favorite scene.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Surprising.
I know. From me, non-action movie scene, weird.
Mine's kind of the same. It's not really that. Well, I don't know if it's considered the action part or not. The scene in the Kremlin in the hallway with, what do you call it, green screen? Or I don't even know what.
Hologram? I don't know.
That was so freaking cool, the way that thing moved with the guy's eyeballs and made it look, I mean, that was incredible. I'm looking at that thing going, God, what I could do if I had one of those.
No kidding. That was a cool fucking scene. I love that hallway scene. And it was intense too.
I was on the edge of my seat.
That's one of those movies that you were saying, like, this movie was better in its suspense scenes than it was its action scenes.
Correct.
There you go. That's a great point. There was some suspense scenes that had me just sitting on the edge of the seat going, oh my God, he's going to get caught. They're going to get caught. And of course,
from the beginning, whenever he's trying to get in and they're just like, hold on, man, let me check that ID of yours.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work at first, and they got to rerun it.
And I don't know why we fall for it every time. That same thing happens every single
time.
Mission Impossible movie.
I also want to know how Simon Pegg knew Russian. Like, I understood that Ethan Hunt knew Russian, but I was just like, I think this scene would have been funnier if Simon Pegg didn't know Russian.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it's a good point.
So,
where he just kind of had to nod and
just have to kind of stand there and be like, I have to be silent too. This is my boss. Like, I'm in the Russian military. I know when to shut the fuck up, which is pretty much all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, good choice. Great edge of your seat scene. Yeah. My third favorite was the prison escape as well. And I think you touched on just about everything in it, except how it transitions into the credits was so cool.
I have that as part of my trivia. This is the only Mission Impossible scene to connect the intro to the movie to the rest of the movie with a segue for the opening credits. Every other Mission Impossible movie, it's like opening credits, bleh.
Hard cut.
Yep. Yeah. Hard cut. Perfect movie terminology usage, BJ.
I do have a movie podcast. But that's really all I had to add, is just how cool that transition into the credits were.
Yeah. I think
they get that from the 007 movies?
Probably.
Because that's one thing about the 007 movies I always thought was awesome, was the way they transitioned from the start of the movie through the credits. And that's what
I love, and I don't think I mentioned this when I talked about this scene, but I love when you're introduced to the main character and he just exudes so much like badassness, sexuality, confidence. He's just like, Tom Cruise is just like, oh, the music. Oh yeah, this is me. And just hops off the balcony, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm in for a treat because this is about to get real fucking good.
And they had my attention. After that scene, I'm like, okay, you got my attention now, movie.
Well, they had my attention with the first thing when he jumped off that building and that thing exploded out of his back and he landed on the air mattress. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty fucking cool.
I really like that toy. That was cool.
Yeah,
was
I could use that. I know where, and I don't really care. I'd fuck with somebody at some point. I'm just like, deuces.
Just do a backflip off the 4th story and throw your little fake mat down.
I mean, my fat ass would have to do it after up on top of the 4th story. 1-story house, I can't do the backflip.
I kind of forgot about that scene, but I remember watching that going, and as soon as he hits it, I look down and go, okay, that thing looks like an air mattress. It's just like 6 inches deep. I'm like, come on.
Oh yeah, he throws out. It looks like it's file folder size when he throws it out.
Well, then when it blows up, it's a foot thick. I'm going, you just fell 26 stories. It's a foot thick.
We don't care. I
agree.
Possible
I agree.
know.
I was thoroughly entertained, so I didn't care. Thought it was still cool.
I think we're gonna have quite a bit of overlap in our top 2 scenes.
Yeah, my number 2 scene is Greg's number 3, the Kremlin break-in.
Okay.
Like, I thought that was funny whenever he's just like, we're breaking into the Kremlin, and Simon Pegg's like, I thought you said the Kremlin. Oh, wait, I thought you said the Kremlin. Fuck, okay. You said the Kremlin.
That's gotta be frightening to break into the Kremlin.
Oh my gosh. I was a little upset that I don't know if this movie was filmed. Also,
if it wasn't
if
it wasn't done in Russia, they did an incredible job of making me think it was.
Oh no, they filmed it in Moscow, Russia.
Okay.
All right.
Because I just swear, I felt like I was there.
Did the recent events of Russia and Ukraine add to the scene for you guys, or take away, or never really crossed my mind.
Yeah, for me, it was just like, I'm sure there's a lot of people in Russia that don't want full-on nuclear warfare, probably more than the people that do want it.
I would hope. So,
I just took it up at that. Also, I know why I have a problem with the Burj Khalifa and saying its name. It's because Khalifa is definitely the last name of a porn star I used to watch a lot.
Used to?
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to have to send me that because I don't know who she is. And it sounds like I kind of want to.
Mia Khalifa. Anyway. But yeah, that's my second favorite scene was the Kremlin break-in scene. And then the explosion at the end once he makes it out. How he switches to his civilian clothes.
That was awesome.
I thought that was incredible.
He looked so cool doing that too.
Oh yeah, and then he looked cool running away from the explosion. I was like, I thought he was going to get away.
I did too. I was shocked when he was caught.
Yes, I was like, Tom Cruise is so fucking fast and he looks so good running. He's going to outrun this shit. I was shocked.
So there's one scene that you don't have that I'm shocked.
I mean,
he's got.
We have one more pick.
I know, but
you know what that one is.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do too. So I don't know what one you're talking about, but I got to go next.
Yes. Now it's your number 2.
Okay. I'm going to go. This is my Jeremy Renner part. Jumping off into the fan with the steel suit.
Oh, yes.
The rich Indian party.
The rich Indian party.
Yeah. 2 things. First, watching him try to get ready to jump into the fan. I mean, I'm sitting there going, I'm with you, dude. I don't know if I trust this thing. And he's like doing all these funky calisthenics. And, there again, great action movie, threw the humor in right when I wanted it.
Yep.
I thought it was great.
Well,
and then for him to finally go, on my telling you, I was up on the edge of the couch going, yeah. I hope he makes it. I hope he makes it.
Stop him, Magnet.
For me, that was the most realistic part of the movie. Because it's like, oh my God, I don't want to fucking jump. Like, it felt really real then.
I agree. For some reason, that scene just stuck with me, and I went, yeah, because I could see myself doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Hell no, I don't want to do this. I don't give a shit how much you tell me this is going to happen. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, this was my second favorite scene as well. I'm kind of surprised it didn't make any of the 4 on Jacob's list because the party was fantastic too.
Yes, absolutely. What's the girl's?
Paula Patton.
Dude, she was so hot in that dress.
She showed up in that dress.
Oh,
like my jaw hit the floor.
Yeah. It's like the old school Wayne's World show. Wayne, we salute you.
Because she was attractive, throughout the movie before that.
Yeah, but when she put that dress
Oh my-
on, dude. Oh God,
Yeah,
I found the Indian billionaire incredibly funny too.
I did too.
the Indian billionaire was hilarious.
Like this scene was legitimately funny.
Oh, absolutely. When he turned into the 14-year-old school kid chasing her around, that was hilarious. I mean, and every time she'd slap him, or oh God, it was
He just liked it more every time.
It was greatness.
When my girlfriend watched that scene, she was like, "It's so easy to be a man." What the fuck?
She's right.
That is the
absolutely
perfect.
right.
Men are morons. Doesn't matter how successful you are, how rich you are, you're still a moron with a dick.
Yep, 100%. So your number 2 scene.
That
was
mine.
it? So before I do my number 1 scene, I will say that the Indian party and all of that stuff was my number 1 honorable mention, and the prison scene just beat it out just by that much.
Okay.
Because it was fun. It was some of the most fun of the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was hard to keep that off my top 4. But as BJ knows, we're real liberal with scenes around here. So my number 1 scene is quite long. It's the whole nuclear swap scene through the sandstorm car chase.
So, the entire Burj Khalifa, everything that happens.
Yeah, because it just, for me, it was just one continuous scene. Like once it started, it didn't stop. And that stunt was incredible. Losing the glove.
Might be the best stunt I've ever seen in a movie.
It was fucking fantastic.
Sit on the edge of my chair with that too. I don't mind telling you, I was half scared when he's climbing the building and the glove shuts up. I don't get the part he throws the glove away, and then about 2 stories later, the glove stuck to the window again. Like,
what the hell? Like, how the fuck did that happen?
And I'm going, why the hell don't you put the glove back on?
Yeah, clearly it's working.
And then it turns red and falls off again. I'm like, okay, I understand now.
I just imagine someone walking under there and this futuristic sticky glove comes down and smacks him right in the face from falling 120 stories.
Yeah. Or I love when he was cut in the glass and then fell clearly 15 stories and then was right back at the right moment. And I'm just like, get the fuck out of here. That was incredible. And then the actual swapping scene was so tense. Changing the numbers on the doors and it felt very high stakes. And of course it was, but it wasn't as high stakes as on the outside of the Burj Khalifa. But it still felt high stakes to me. And then Tom Cruise chasing the guy in the sandstorm.
And I never put it all together as one scene. I broke it down to just climbing the that was my number 1 scene, which I think anybody that watches this movie is going to agree that scene is.
When someone asks you which Mission Impossible is number 4, it's the one where Tom Cruise is on the Burj Khalifa.
Yes, that one's easy to explain. Like back to the Bourne movies. 2 things. Back to the Bourne movie and where he's running through the market. Okay, which one's that?
I don't know.
I don't either. That's what I mean. I can't keep them straight. But
this one I know. It's the one where Tom Cruise is on
this
the
one's
Burj
easy
Khalifa.
because
in just a phenomenal action scene, just so tense, edge of your seat.
Yeah, everything about it, the action parts, the non-action parts, just the only thing that could have made that scene better, which Greg brought up earlier, was more of the chick fight.
Yes.
It needed that, but at the same time it didn't because it's such a fucking awesome scene.
Yeah, that was all of our number 1s, right?
Absolutely.
So
anybody who watches the movie is going to say that's the number 1 thing. Everybody is going to remember.
And there is no reason that Tom Cruise needed to climb the Burj Khalifa in that movie. They could have easily set up the movie where he didn't have to do that.
Yeah, most Mission Impossible movies is the elevator scene, right? He's up and down and inside an elevator shaft on every movie. I mean, he could have easily done that. No, they threw us a curveball and went outside, and it was freaking awesome.
And we still got the elevator shaft scene because Jeremy Renner.
There you go. Yeah, true.
That's basically the.
Anything to add to favorite scenes?
Nope.
All right. We'll be right back to talk about the characters.
Before we get to character breakdown, I kind of wanted to talk about the director Brad Bird.
Know nothing about him.
He's the guy that directed the classic Vin Diesel animated movie, The Iron Giant.
Okay.
Never seen it.
I saw it once a long time ago. Everyone says it's great. I can't remember. But it's got Vin Diesel in it, and I love that man. So
another great action star.
Yeah. No fucking watch an animated movie with that guy in it. And then that was 99. So it took until 2004 for him to direct another movie. And we got The Incredibles.
It's incredible.
It's incredible. The Incredibles is one of my favorite action movies. And for a little while there, I felt like Mr. Incredible because I drove a 1996 Honda Civic. You remember that, BJ?
I do.
Yeah. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'1", and I'm broad like an ox. Yeah, I felt like Mr. Incredible in my 96 Honda Civic. So really like that movie. And then Ratatouille, his first non-animated movie was Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Wow.
Big jump.
Yep. And he's only done one after that, Tomorrowland.
Tomorrow.
You're going to have to remind me.
I don't fucking know what that movie is. I just know it's not.
I know the movie, and I'm trying to picture it.
It's
I know the name, I should say.
George Clooney, bound by a shared destiny, a teen bursting with scientific curiosity and a former boy genius inventor embark on a mission to unearth the secrets of a place somewhere in time and space that exists in their collective memory.
Okay.
What?
Apparently, I ain't never seen it.
Yeah. So
I'm really confused right now.
What an incredible movie to direct and have that be the only one that's like it on your entire filmography.
He did a great job.
Yeah. Like, to do the stunts that he did in this movie with little to no live action camera experience, mind-blowing to me.
Absolutely.
Love to see him do another one.
Yes, me too.
Definitely give him another chance. I'd love to see another one.
Yeah, but like Brad Bird, you can do a Fast and Furious movie. You can do Jason Statham's next movie.
Yeah.
Do another Mission Impossible. I'm down for it all.
You got me.
Yeah.
You got me after this movie.
Let's fucking do it.
So with the characters, we have to start with Tom Cruise as Special Agent Ethan Hunt.
I mean, incredible.
And you hate Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I mean, hate's a strong word. It's all just because of the Scientology. I don't want to give the man money because of that. Like, he's high up enough in the church that he knows where that lady's wife is. I'm convinced of it. Like, every story that I read of him on the internet, he's such a nice guy. He does incredible things for the people that he meets. Everybody that he meets says he's extremely grounded and nice. So yeah, I like Tom Cruise movies. That's why I don't watch them.
Okay.
Like, I love Interview with the Vampire. He's incredible in that movie. Mission Impossible. I knew I'd like Mission Impossible. I won't rewatch Top Gun because I know that I'm gonna like it.
Okay, if you're such well, I don't say you're such against him, but not seen any of the Jack Reacher movies?
Never seen a Jack Reacher movie.
Oh my god!
I have read 5 Jack Reacher books. I have not seen a Jack Reacher movie.
Have you watched a Jack Reacher TV show yet?
No, but I watched all 3 movies.
Oh, Greg, come on. You got to step up your game a little bit here.
And
Yeah, but I mean, I can see how they're good because he kills it as Ethan Hunt in this movie. And I mean, you don't kill it as Ethan Hunt and not have 6 Mission Impossible movies.
Of course.
Like, I knew he was going to kill it.
And he's the driving force of all the Mission Impossible
And
movies.
as a man who used to have a thick head of hair who is now bald, his hair looks so good in this movie. I fucking love his hair. It looks incredible.
There's no way that's natural, right?
I don't even care. If I had that much money, I wouldn't have natural hair either. I would have fucking hair. And I'd probably know where someone had their wife. But, you know.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about Tom Cruise's Ethan Hunt other than he's awesome.
Yeah, just incredible.
he's exactly what you expect for a unknown agent, a makeup agent. I mean, that's exactly what you want for an agent.
Well, that's kind of what you want. You want someone
if he's going to save the world, I want him to be just like him.
And as an agent, you got someone who's less than average height, not big in any way. He could blend in anywhere, no problem.
Yeah, that's true. He's easy to hide. but he does an incredible job. His company really pulls it off. He's great.
I think the next character in this movie is Jeremy Renner. I don't even know the name of the character he played. I don't really care. It's Jeremy Renner, which is the time, and every time we bring up Jeremy Renner, everyone should go watch Wind River. It is written and directed by Taylor Sheridan of Yellowstone fame. It's a Western in Wyoming that deals with the murder of a 18-year-old Native American, and it's really good. And hardly anybody has seen it, and more people need to watch Wind River.
Yes, it's incredible. If it's on one of the things you have, watch it.
I'm definitely a fan of Jeremy Renner, no doubt about it. I'd like to see more. Seems like he's always the second character.
Yeah.
I'd like to see something that he is, the number one character.
Oh, you'll like this movie then. Because, it's a Western, so the top two characters are the Montana Wilderness and Jeremy Renner, which is incredible.
I'll take both.
Right.
So I think Renner does Hurt Locker, then he does The Town, then he does Mission Impossible 4, then he does whatever Bourne movie, Bourne Legacy, I believe. So he's just throwing out really good performances and really good blockbusters in this era. And I think he's the one that kind of revitalizes this franchise, kind of like The Rock does in Fast 5.
Yeah.
That's Renner's job in this movie.
What does Dwayne Johnson call himself? The franchise Viagra?
Franchise Viagra.
Yeah, nice.
Love that. And he did that.
He added a couple inches to this franchise.
He put a shot in this dick for sure. Pamela Patton? Is that her name?
I think it's Paula Patton.
Paula Patton. What a badass female.
Oh, she's awesome. She kicks ass in this movie.
Yes. She kicks ass and looks good doing it.
Yes.
Oh, looks so good doing it. Oh my God. Especially in that last scene as Venus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was that a Goddess of Love reference?
Yes.
It has to be, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
the Roman goddess of love.
Sure.
And he was who is he? Jupiter, which was Zeus's name.
Okay. And Simon Pegg was Pluto.
Yeah.
And was Renner Neptune?
I can't remember who Renner was.
I don't know. I know that
Really,
Simon Pegg
the
told
only
him
two that-
Uranus was
the-
available.
Yeah, the only two that mattered was Venus and Jupiter.
Sure.
They just threw in Pluto because Simon Pegg's fucking funny.
Yeah, they did throw the Uranus joke out there. Had to have that.
She doesn't surpass Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct.
No, of course
Oh
not.
no.
Okay.
I don't
No.
think anybody does that. But
Have you seen The Specialist with Sylvester Stallone?
yes,
That sex scene's incredible in that movie.
now
We talked about it last episode because it's the shower that Sharon Stone and Stallone have sex in is as big as this room.
and they used every inch.
They used every inch of it. I can't wait to watch that movie just for that scene. Though, I recall these sex scenes that I watched growing up. I recently rewatched Desperado, and while it was still an incredible sex scene, I remember it way more vividly. And
Okay.
I'm sure that's because I was a horned up 12-year-old that saw Samaya Hayek reverse cowgirl. And I was like, oh my God.
I did see Desperado was on Netflix.
Yes. Yes. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, so you can back-to-back it.
Once Upon a Time in Mexico?
That's what I meant.
Okay.
Once Upon a Time in Mexico. With blindless Johnny Depp. I don't know if that worked, but yeah. And then the great Simon Pegg.
The comic relief.
Yeah. Have you seen Shaun of the Dead, Greg?
He's an awesome geek.
Yes.
I mean, that's what I look at him. I go, he's the greatest geek ever. I mean,
Yes.
no, I have not seen Shaun of the Dead.
Simon Pegg did these 3 movies with Edgar Wright as a writer and director and Nick Frost, and they make fun of different American-style movies. And Shaun of the Dead makes fun of horror and zombie movies.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
It's essentially British Zombieland.
Yes. Like 10 years before Zombieland, too. And then their second movie, Hot Fuzz, makes fun of buddy cop movies. And it's amazing. And you get a whole bunch of references to different movies like Speed and Bad Boys and quality. But yeah, when I saw Simon Pegg in this movie, I was like, fuck yeah.
Has no business being. I don't know why they decided to cast him, but it was brilliant.
Because he's the only character other than Tom Cruise to keep his role from Mission Impossible 3. Tom Cruise and Ving Rhames.
Yeah,
Ving Rhames is in every Mission Impossible movie.
He just kind of shows up at the end.
Yeah, but he was still in it.
Yeah, that's true.
They needed a cool geek. They needed a geek that came off as a cool geek.
Yep.
I mean, he was perfect.
And they did it. And he's just athletic enough that you could get away with putting him in the field for minor shit.
Right. Even the way he walked in that Kremlin scene as they were sneaking down the hallway made me laugh.
Oh, I loved him just talking about it. He's like, man, I just and they kind of reference it. It's like one of those, you didn't break the fourth wall, but you like teetered with it. He's just like, I really wanted to wear a mask because we always wear masks in our missions. And this is the first movie and the only movie since then where none of the main characters wore a mask in Mission Impossible.
The bad guy wore a mask.
No, yeah, but none of the main good guys.
Okay.
And I mean, like you said earlier, like we barely even saw the bad guys.
Yeah,
but they tried. They tried to make a mask.
Yeah.
So you're right. I didn't even think about that.
The Trivia Man?
Yeah.
You got facts and trivia for us?
I do. I have more facts and trivia for you. You know I do. I have them split up. I have just regular movie trivia, Jeremy Renner trivia, and stunt trivia. And stunt trivia might as well be Tom Cruise trivia. Yeah. So I'll start with just Tom Cruise stunt trivia. He performed the whole Burj Khalifa tower sequence himself. He thought it was important to not use a stunt double so they could get all the different angles of camera shots.
Oh.
It's the tallest building in the world at 2,722 feet. He dangled outside the tower at approximately 1,700 feet. 518 meters.
Wow. Okay, see, I'm kind of freaking out already, and I ain't even there.
Yeah. This actually wasn't the worst stunt he's done in the movie franchise when it comes to just physicality. He was held up by so many different cables and whatnot that were edited out using CGI. In the next movie, he actually dangles from a cargo plane, and that was much harder to do because the plane's actually flying in the wind and everything.
Yeah. Can't wait.
I'm sure that's an incredible scene. You remember when he uses his belt to escape the hospital?
Yeah, slides down the cable.
Yep. Technically, he would have been able to survive that fall if the car was going 55 miles an hour that he landed on top of. I don't know if the car got to 55 miles an hour.
No way.
Probably
No
not.
way.
But
No
I do
way.
know that going from that distance in height, he could have survived theoretically at 55 miles an hour.
Oh, because he's going so fast, so if the car is
Yeah.
going a relatively same speed,
Yeah.
less impact. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's just
The car was not going 55
I know.
miles an hour.
the timing is what's incredible there. Your timing would have to be perfect.
Jeremy Renner stated that working with Tom Cruise was a dream come true since he's always idolized him as an actor. And again, Renner didn't mention Cruise as a great actor, but an even nicer guy.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
I fucking hate it when that happens.
They say never meet your heroes, never meet your enemies either.
Yeah, 100%. There's this one story when he was filming Tropic Thunder with Bill Hader. There was a car bomb that happened in New York near Bill Hader, where Bill Hader lived with his wife and new child. And Bill Hader's freaking the fuck out. And Tom Cruise is like, it's all good, dude. Let's wrap up our scenes right now, and I'll get you on a plane to New York. And wrapped up their scenes in a couple hours, and one of Tom Cruise people showed up and gave Bill Hader a flight to New York that day. And I was like,
Wow.
fucking incredible. Why do I hate you? I mean, I know why, but whatever.
See, I don't hate him. I just always thought he was weird.
Yeah.
I never really hated the guy. I just thought
That's fair.
kind of nutcase.
Hate's probably a strong word, but it's a funny bit, so let's just keep going. Just like Michael Douglas. Show us your dick! Jeremy Renner was offered the role of Jackson Lamb in Super 8, which is a J.J. Abrams movie, and J.J. Abrams was the reason Brad Bird got put on this movie. But he took the role of Brant when J.J. Abrams told him that Tom Cruise and Brad Bird were interested in him. When accepting the role, Renner was only briefed on the film and character outline as there was no script at that point. He's just like, I want to fucking work with Tom Cruise. There's no script.
Yeah, I don't give a shit what I have to say. I want
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
I could see that. I think I'd do the same thing.
I also know that I'm going to make a fuck ton of money.
Yep.
It's a Mission Impossible movie. You're gonna make a shitload of money.
Yeah. In our opening quote, Brant's fan favorite line, "Next time I get to seduce the rich guy," was written by none other than future writer-director of the rest of the film series, Christopher McQuarrie, who did a major uncredited reworking of the film. He admitted that when he wrote that line, he thought, quote, there was no way it would end up in the film. And it's one of the best lines in the film. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's the action movie one-liner, right?
Oh, yeah. And you need him. The high-tech car that Tom Cruise drives near the end of the film.
Oh, that BMW?
Yep.
Badass.
It's the Visions Effects Dynamics concept car. It's an actual prototype by BMW i8 plug-in hybrid that entered production in the late 2013. The concept car is powered by 1.5-liter 3-cylinder turbocharged gasoline engine and 2 electric motors.
It's badass.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
It is badass.
It actually looks cooler than it sounds, and it sounds pretty fucking cool. Additional shots are filmed with Simon Pegg as the Kremlin guard, the latter coming so dangerously close to the rear projecting screen that he nearly discovers the ruse. Tom Cruise had to insist on filming these as he was afraid they wouldn't get the maximum amount of suspense from the scene. In the end, Brad Bird had the shots deleted because it seemed too improbable that the guard could get so close to the screen without detecting it, which I think was good because
there was plenty of suspense in that scene.
Yeah,
I was going to say the suspense was there.
And I think when they stopped it, I think if they would have gone further with that screen, I wouldn't have believed it anymore.
And it was a long scene. It
Yes.
was a long time for them to creep down the hallway.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of those key moments where the actors aren't always right. Less is more here, Tom. The official body count is 42 people. 42 people died in this movie.
42.
I
Wow,
think-
that seems high.
I think that might be our highest kill count so far.
Well, you blew up the entire Kremlin. You should have killed a couple hundred, 500.
Yeah, but I don't think they show anybody in
No,
that.
they didn't. They didn't, but I'm just being a smartass.
42.
Okay, so
That actually seems high. It doesn't seem like you've seen that many.
3 people in the opening scene in Budapest. Is that where they were?
In the prison scene?
Yeah.
No. Before that. Before the prison scene.
Oh, yeah.
When that
the
agent died.
agent, yeah.
How many people die in the Burj Khalifa scene?
The
The
chick got kicked out the window.
Yeah.
The Russian guy who knew the launch codes and if they were real or not. I don't know how they got to 42, but that's what
It's got to be
like-
the Kremlin. It's got to be the Kremlin. There must have been a news report that said a certain amount of people died in the bombing.
It
'Cause
could
it doesn't
be,
get
'cause
that
it sure
high.
doesn't seem like there's that much
Yeah.
killing going on.
It seems like there's like 8 to 10.
Which
Yeah.
for me sucks because God, I like a lot of killing in a movie.
Me fucking too.
Give me some fucking body count. I'm good for anything.
Yeah. Let me watch Sylvester Stallone saw someone in half at the 50 count.
What the hell was that movie that he had, the old 52 or 55 Apache truck, and he drove around and he must have killed 500 bikers, man. I mean, that dude
Over
killed.
the top.
No, Over the Top was the arm
That's the
wrestling.
arm wrestling
No,
movie.
what? Yeah.
Whoops.
Nobody dies in Over the Top.
He had a broken arm or two, but I don't remember if he died. I can't remember the
I
name
want
of
to
that
watch
movie.
this movie.
But I'm telling you, he kills 500 people in that movie. He starts killing people, and they just keep coming, and he keeps killing. It's incredible. It's
Incredible.
nothing better than a bunch of body counts. Great.
The last bit of trivia is for you two, because I'm going to assume y'all are both Bruce Springsteen fans. Are y'all? No.
Sure. Yeah.
I
mean,
so.
fan's a strong word, but he's America's sweetheart.
Yeah, I've never listened to a song.
He's got like 2 good ones.
Okay. The Bruce Springsteen shirt that Ethan wears when he exits the Kremlin was costume designer Michael Kaplan's personal T-shirt. The production repeatedly contacted Springsteen's representatives to allow the shirt to be in the movie, but they kept denying it for some reason. When Tom Cruise, who used to be neighbors with Springsteen, heard this, he was very confused. he immediately pulled out his phone, called Springsteen himself, and was told that he could, of course, show the shirt.
It's
the boss.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm Tom fucking Cruise.
Yeah, you can wear any fucking shirt you want.
Yeah.
Dude. This is a Mission Impossible movie. I mean, of course you want your shirt out there.
That's all. That's all my trivia and facts.
This is a good one. I liked it.
Kept it shorter than the last two movies.
That's all right. It worked for me.
Last two movies had a lot of trivia.
Nothing wrong with trivia.
Trivia gets me hard. I can't help it.
BJ loves that shit too. I'm terrible at trivia, so I try to stay away from it.
Speaking of things we're terrible at, we do a movie impersonation every episode. And this episode, we're all going to do our best impression of the rich Indian guy. He's a famous Bollywood actor, right?
Sure.
Okay.
I didn't look it up. I would assume so.
It seems like I've seen him in several movies, just, bit parts.
Yeah, I would assume so.
But yeah.
So I usually start these off because I'm not
He's
very
so
good.
bad at them.
I think I'm going to give him a run for his money.
I think you are too. And honestly, I think I am too.
Ah, Venus. Would you like to see my private art collection? Speaking of private, I've got something else that's private. Hey, girl.
Okay, I'm not going to top that. I can tell you that. Oh, my God. Actually, I thought that was really good.
I thought it was really good too. I did not set Greg up well for this. I said you were bad at these.
No, that was awesome. I'm not going to get nowhere near that.
Thank you.
You got me kind of thinking, what am I going to say here? That's terrible. I can't do that. Oh, God. This is horrible.
You want me to go next? Or
Yeah,
you want to
go now. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to screw this up anyway. It's going to be horrible.
Hello, Venus. I have a private art collection that I would love to show you. And when I show you my private art collection, when you touch my pee-pee, please, as hot as it was, not as hard as you touched my hand. I think you might break it. And I really, really want to have a good time with you. Again, my private art collection is more than just art. It is also me.
He kind of went German there for
Whatever.
Okay. That was awesome. Look, there's no way I'm doing that. You guys are good at it. I don't know the difference between German and Russian, and you guys are good at it. Just leave it at that.
Greg is bowing out. He won't do it.
No, I would be terrible at that.
That's okay.
That's good enough.
Yeah, those were pretty funny.
You guys did a great job. Both of those are fantastic.
You're the first person that's told us that. Most people tell us we're terrible at them.
Yeah, at least one of us. Final thoughts on the movie.
A really good, fun action movie. Exactly what you would expect from a Mission Impossible movie. Maybe a little bit more because the Burj Khalifa stunt is so cool and Jeremy Renner's really good. I think I originally had it higher, but there's too many things in this movie that I wasn't particularly fond of. So I'm going to go with an 8.2 for my final rating.
Okay.
I enjoyed it more than First Blood, but like you said, 2011, 1982, $50 million budget with inflation, $170 million budget with inflation. But it's still really good, and it's above an 8 for me. It's that fun.
Okay. Greg?
I'm right there with you. Awesome movie. I tell you what this movie does for me. Makes me realize it's been a long time since we've had another Mission Impossible movie. I really want another one. These things are fun. I like them. I like them a lot.
I mean, I'm down to watch 5.
Absolutely.
So-
No problem.
He hangs out of a cargo plane. Same rating, 8.2.
I'm going to give it 8.5.
Okay.
I was thoroughly entertained. I liked it a lot.
Okay. My rating might shock the two of you. It's a 6.7. But I enjoy a good high 6 movie. Like there was enough in this movie that I couldn't give it a 7. Like the ending, just all around, just like it wasn't a great movie by any means, but it's everything I wanted. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I will rewatch it at least 2 more times.
This seems like a very rewatchable movie.
Yeah. Like you said earlier, it was a brisk 2 hours. So like it's a strong 6.7. And like not all movie ratings are created equally. I mean, I have Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back as 9 out of 10. That movie's garbage. This movie is better than Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. But yeah, 6.7. Incredible movie. Like I said, I'll rewatch it. I want to watch more Mission Impossible movies. But yeah.
I want a new one.
Yes.
I'm ready for a new one, man. Got me all pumped up. I want to hear another one. I want to see another one.
It'll be incredible.
I'll see. I haven't seen 5 or 6 yet, so I'll see 5 and 6.
I've seen 5.
And whenever they come out with 7, I'm here for it.
So I got to go back and look again. Here again, you guys remember the 5, 6, and 7. I know I've seen 5 because that's the one, the cargo plane. 6, is that the motorcycle?
I think
The
so.
red crotch rocket.
I have no idea. I haven't seen it.
Awesome. Oh my God. Awesome.
Oh, I bet Tom Cruise on a crotch rocket's fucking awesome.
Yeah, you're going to
In
bust.
a red crotch rocket, like
You're going to bust a nut.
that's a symbolism for your dick, dude.
Right. Yeah.
Love that.
Red crotch rocket.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
You will bust a nut before that seems over.
So we ask, should they remake this movie? They basically already have.
I mean, and when Tom Cruise gets done, just keep making them. Like it's what do they call it? What's their IMF?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fucking James Bond. Just keep making IMF agents.
Sure. Yeah. He can be Ethan Hunt. He can have a different name.
I was about to say you can even name the next one Ethan Hunt. I could give 2 shits. At this point, it's just a stage name.
Of course, it's James Bond.
Yeah.
Why not?
So yeah, remake them. Keep making them. I don't care.
No, don't
With
come
it.
out with one every year, but every 4.
Yeah.
I'm ready for one right now. Just because you made me watch that movie, I'm ready for another one right now. I'll take it.
Anything to make this movie better. Longer chick fight, better ending.
That's the 2 big ones.
Yeah, those are the obvious ones for sure.
Yeah. Honestly, I think other than that, I think if you fix those 2 things, I'll bring this up to a 7.5.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
This is a really good movie if you fix those 2 things.
Yep.
2 things that I've always, and BJ knows I'll rank all my movies on 2 things: entertainment and time. I was entertained, and it did not seem like it was that long of a movie.
Yeah.
So that's why I ranked it so high. It did not seem like it was that long, and I was thoroughly entertained.
That's a good way to rank your movies, because even like as good as Scorsese is, like The Irishman's a good example. Like it's too fucking long.
And it feels that long.
Yeah. When I watch The Departed, I don't feel like I'm watching a 2 hour and 30-minute movie. I feel like I'm not watching a 3 hour and 12-minute movie when I'm watching The Irishman. You can't have that in a high-rated movie.
See, I can tell you right now, if that movie seems that long, that drops the ratings fast for me.
Yeah.
I want a movie to go fast because I know if it goes fast, that means I'm thoroughly entertained, and I don't feel like I wasted a bunch of time.
You don't want to watch a movie in 2 sittings.
No, I will not watch a movie. If I stop a movie halfway through, I'm never going to watch that movie again.
Yeah, you're the weird one that does that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I
that is
got
true.
one, and nobody even you guys will never know what this is. But when I was younger, the big actor back then was Clint Eastwood. So Clint Eastwood was shitting out all the Dirty Harry movies, and he was the badass in that time. And he put a movie out of Africa, and it got fucking great rankings. Worst fucking movie I ever seen in my life. I got about 45 minutes into it and said, I can't do this. I'm going to blow my goddamn brains out. Shut it off. Never seen another scene from it. And I've seen it plenty of times on, and went, no way in hell am I watching that.
Love that. You heard it here. Don't watch Out of Africa with Clint Eastwood. This is a negative Out of Africa podcast.
I would just about dare one of you guys to go watch it.
Oh, I'll watch
It
it.
was that
Fuck
fucking
it.
bad.
Why not? Would you recast anybody in this movie?
No, I mean, really, there's only four characters. We barely see the bad guys, and I'm cool with that.
You didn't need to see the bad guys. It was all about nuclear warfare. The bad guys were the nukes.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. You just had to stop the couple crazies that were wanting to launch them.
Yeah, because you're not recasting Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt. Jeremy Renner is great. Paula Patton's fantastic. And Simon Pegg is the perfect comic relief. Maybe you put Ving Rhames on the team again, and he's with the team the whole time. I don't know, maybe, but that's about it.
I do like him on the team.
You throw Ving Rhames in there?
Yes,
Okay,
I do
that's
like
fair.
him. I like him a lot. I think he blends really well with the teams. He's good. The only thing I can say is you're right. I think we need a more defined bad guy. And I think the bad guy needed to be more of a badass.
Not a physics professor from...
Yeah, that's fit. Like, we talked about this 50-year-old guy. I want a badass moron Tom Cruise level.
Yep.
So that I feel better when he kicks his ass.
I want the Javier Bardem in Skyfall.
Yes.
Yeah,
Where he's just old enough where he's not as good as James Bond, but he's not old enough, or he's still young enough where he can
still kick some ass.
Still kick some ass.
Javier Bardem is awesome.
He's an incredible actor. It's not even fair. Bad movie no, not bad. Not just bad reviews. User reviews from IMDb.
Some are good. Some are bad.
Yeah. Well, I tried to go with the funniest ones. It was hard to find funny ones for this movie. I almost went 2 for 2. 2 good ones, 2 bad ones. The second bad one I was going to do was a bad 1 out of 10 one. Like, he should have rated it as high as I rated it with what he was talking about.
Okay.
He just gave it 1 out of 10 stars. I'm like, dude, like, I understand what you're saying. I agree with everything you're saying, but you had to have enjoyed this movie more. Like, those things didn't bring it down to a 1. So I just kept the 1 bad one. But 10 out of 10, it's called Something, and it's probably in the top 40 of all the Mission Impossible movies. That's it.
I mean, is he wrong?
A little bit, because there's not 40, but
That means it's in the top 40.
And we love our 1-sentence reviews.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible. The actual 10 out of 10 review I went with was titled 2 hours of mad fun!
Agreed.
Just got back from watching MIGP.
Okay.
And it was a great 2 hours and some change. Watching a great action flick. Tom C. is great as Ethan, but the movie doesn't work without his team, especially Benji, Simon Pegg. The plot is pretty easy to follow, and the action stars from the get-go. Director Bird did a great job leaving his mark on the film with several small comedic details. The Dubai part of the movie was amazing. I have no idea why Tom would want to hang around the outside of the Burj Khalifa, but I appreciate him taking us with him, making for something I have never seen on film before. Well done on all fronts. There isn't an action movie award at the Oscars, but if there were, hands down, MIGP is the clear winner.
Is this guy doing a tweet? Is he trying to limit the amount of characters with all his Tom C's and MIGP?
I think he's just trying to be cool, and he did it.
Totes.
Yeah, I agree with it. I'd agree with everything you said.
Yeah, 100%.
I just wish I would have said all that.
Right.
Also, there should be an action category in the Oscars.
100% there
Agreed.
should. It's fucking difficult to do these action scenes.
There's no reason there shouldn't be. I don't understand why there's not.
Yeah, because the Oscars are fucking dumb.
Fair.
Haven't watched an Oscar in 30 years.
You missed it this year.
Okay.
There was some action in the Oscars.
Oh, I seen the slap.
Yeah.
I did see that part on the news like the next day.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Which
I mean,
it was such a benign joke too.
yeah,
BJ sent me that, and I was just like, yeah, this is just a joke. And then I played it, and I was like, what the fuck? I missed this?
I honestly thought it was a joke the first time I seen it. I thought it was a skit. I really did. It didn't even seem real.
Yeah.
So you want to know who didn't like this movie.
Here
You're
we
about to
go.
find
Here we
out.
go.
Oddly enough, I did this for Greg. Didn't even realize I did it. We get a Born Identity shout out in this bad review.
Awesome.
Yeah, I chose this review because this guy just got it way wrong at one point, and I'm sure y'all both pick it up. It's titled "My God." ... Another American who saves the world isn't a bit transparent? Triple question mark. I mean, every movie more or less from the South Coast over there is all about saving the world. Choir boring for the rest of us living in the real world. Ever tried to kill the heroic and childish thinking? Triple question mark. Bruce Willis played this role well in the late 80s, and it worked flawlessly. But now, like 20 years later, it seems absurd. Travel the world next time you're writing a film. Get close to reality. Like they did with the Born Identity. Close to Earth and very well done.
I'm sorry.
Are you kidding?
I mean, how hard can it be as long as you're not stationed in the same place with the same circle of friends?
Oh my God.
Goodness.
So yeah,
So
go ahead.
first of all, Bruce Willis did not save the world at all.
Not only did he not save the world, he didn't do it in the late 80s. He made one movie in 1989.
Yes.
A total of one fucking movie.
And he saved a Christmas party.
Yes. And
Hey.
only because his wife was there.
But it was a badass Christmas party.
It was a badass Christmas party with a lot of blow. So that's why I picked this, because I'm like, dude, and where do you start Bruce Willis' career? Moonlighting? No, I know, but this guy, was he saving the world in Moonlighting?
No, he was not.
Where's the
The
what's the
lovey-dovey
reference?
TV show?
Where's the reference to saving the world? Where do you save the world?
Nowhere. Nowhere during the
I
late
don't get it.
80s. And even in Die Hard 4, he saves the U.S.
Yeah, but just
The
save the
only
world.
time he saves the world is Armageddon, and that was 97.
Yeah.
Hey, another badass movie.
Another badass movie. And then the Born Identity being grounded in reality. Get the fuck out of here.
Good Lord.
That's what got me. I laughed when he's like, make your movies more realistic. Like the
Travel
Born
the wo-
Identity.
Travel the world? Did you not just give us all those facts that they were actually in Budapest and Russia and
Mumbai.
Yeah.
Come on.
Did you not hear my trivia bit where this is the first movie to have no grammatical errors for the Russian language?
yeah, that's
Like,
got
fuck you, dude.
it. Now you just said "fuck you, dude." You sure that's not a chick right now?
Dude is a non-binary term.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Everybody can be a dude. And you can be a cool dude or a shitty
Because
dude.
I'm sorry, but when you read that, I automatically think she's pissed about something.
she put her tampon up a bit too far.
That could be.
That was a good first time.
It was.
I enjoyed my first time.
Yeah. It was very explosive.
Oh, it's my birthday episode next week.
God damn it.
What?
So you're watching Bull Durham, a minor league baseball movie that involves a love triangle between Kevin Costner, Susan Sarandon, and the great Tim Robbins.
You're gonna love Tim Robbins in this movie.
I do love Tim Robbins and I do love Kevin Costner. I fucking hate baseball.
Okay, this isn't really a baseball movie.
Cool.
I don't. You know, we had this discussion about sports movies, and we were debating whether this was really a sports movie or not. It's just a badass movie. It's a good movie.
That's what BJ has been telling me, and I'm a big Costner fan.
And I'm shocked he's making you do Bull Durham and not Major League.
Major League's not streaming anywhere right now.
What's Bill Durham streaming on?
Dude,
Something. I looked it up.
this kid at 10 years old would sit there and talk word for word. He would say word for word on Major League from the beginning to the end before the actors did.
Major League's a Tom Cruise, or no, the
Charlie
Tom Hanks
Sheen.
movie. The Charlie
Charlie
Sheen
Sheen.
movie.
You're going to
I'm thinking League of Your Own.
League of Their Own's really good too. You're
League of
gonna
Your Own's
love.
good.
You're gonna love the trivia on Major League.
Oh,
You're
I'm
gonna
sure.
be-
I mean, Charlie Sheen's fucking great. Everything that man does.
You're gonna
I
love.
loved it when he lost his marbles and he's just like, "Oh, how am I doing? Oh, I'm flying, and the view's great up here." I'm just like, dude, I fucking love you, man. Dude, I'm down for any. I'm down any Martin Sheen, Charlie Sheen, and Emilio Estevez. They're a fucking riot.
They are.
Apocalypse Now is on one of the streaming services
Never
now.
seen that either.
He's
It's
pushed out on some good ones.
it's weird.
Okay.
No, the second half of the movie is weird.
Okay. Francis Ford Coppola, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Our man Nick Cage's father. Did you know that?
No.
What?
Yeah, Nick Cage's real name is Nicholas Coppola. He changed his name to Cage so he wouldn't be followed around by his dad's last name. Francis Ford Coppola is Nick Cage's dad.
Are you
What?
fucking kidding? I didn't know
No.
that.
Yeah, 100% truth. Yeah. And I'm a big Nick Cage fan.
I am too.
Yeah.
How did I not know that?
I don't fucking know.
I've never heard that before. No. I
You
don't
are
know
both welcome.
that. Wow. Would have never guessed that.
All right, that was us on I Remember My First Time. We'll see you next week for BJ's birthday episode.
Bull Durham.